Justice for Mohbad. No justice, no peace. My people, spending has finally sent Wunmi to kìrìkìrì where they say she belong. My people, no be small thing o, no be small thing happen. For inside this very update, guys, you're about to hear another one. How spending take implicate Wunmi for court live and direct. Una see this justice for Mohbad, so many people say Wunmi is innocent. No problem, make una come or make una come hear from spending as he finally send Wunmi Cynthia Adebanjo and nurse Feyi Mohbad nurse wey dey say she come administer wrong medication. My people, make I no take much of una time, make una come make we follow watch this one together. But before then, I still remember una humble girl Rekis. I mean, they bring una latest ogbonge tori. If you never subscribe to this channel, please and please subscribe, hit on the notification bell so they go notify you anytime we drop tori like this. Let's go there, guys.
Spending is not demented. It's a young man. He has his right mind. So why do you think a guy that is not demented today he says a different thing, tomorrow it's not consistent? If he knew that he was not going to be consistent in his storytelling, then he shouldn't have spoken at all. Spending going about and saying,
all right, thank you. I mean, you're very right. Consistency and truthfulness is the only thing that can exonerate you. Miss Elizabeth, if you want to contribute, please come up. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Ame.
Yeah, I think the thing is, almost everybody on this justice for Mohbad, everybody in fact has been inconsistent. Who has been consistent on
me? I have been consistent.
No, I'm not you. Not you. I'm talking about the main people in
your consistency. We don't need it. Not
their own consistency we need. So you can imagine nobody has been consistent. And if I was to talk for spending, I would tell spending not to say anything.
Because me too.
Obviously,
you see, we cannot even hold the nurse responsible for nothing because she has not spoken. That's why when they were, and the nurse was there today. When they say, "Nurse, come and talk," "Nurse, he's missing," I said, "Don't zip your mouth." When anybody have a legal case, the best thing for you to do is to zip your mouth.
Just stay silent. When you get to court, you will say what you need to say. You know, so that's just, I think that's just it. The spending of a person also, truly, he may escape in court with respect to the issue of if they say they want to pin him down.
No, in all honesty, if all of them have a very good lawyer, they all will work.
They all walk away. That's
just it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say they all will work. They all will work.
I have always restrained
who they want to discharge and you know
all will be acquitted.
I have always restrained myself from talking about the nurse's position. I've done an analysis. She will walk out.
Clean.
She will walk out of this case. So, and spending too can walk out. Just as I've said earlier, he has gotten a chamber. They are son. They are criminal lawyers. They should do their job.
Adedoyin said, does he know? It is not, if I recommend somebody to you now to, okay, let this person take your fee, if I recommend you to a cardiologist, and something that goes wrong, will anybody come and charge me and take me up to what I recommended the person? And it's not it's not his responsibility to start checking people's credentials. Wunmi was in the house. If anything, and then you send someone here to come and take care of my husband, I, as the wife, and I know my husband is vulnerable and in pain. If they say, okay, Mohbad was still lucid. But when you are in pain, you probably are in pain, and pain can suppress your neurons and medulla oblongata. If we are in pain, like labor pain, how many of us can remember labor pain? Okay. Now, it is my responsibility to check whoever is coming into this house. I will check them in. Oh, are you the nurse? Okay. I will jokingly and stylishly question them. I definitely will not be in the kitchen and have my husband with a total stranger to be injecting my husband while I'm cooking in the kitchen. I know.
Husband.
Not even my husband. The husband of my
Who
youth.
again?
The husband of my Elibi ọkàn mi.
Tomato kole. Ó fi tomato.
Àwọn àwọn sọmọ ní ẹlẹ́pọ̀n mi.
Tomato sí.
So, I mean, truth be told, I understand that, yes, there are some people and some team that are for Wunmi, but, you know, moving forward, I think we all need to do a very good educative section that say it once or twice, say, nǹkan tó ṣe no ò tiẹ̀ dá, no kò dá, no ká má parọ́ no. I mean, but granted, they are all young adults and Gen Z age.
But I want to ask you a question.
Even say it was wrong.
Mute, Kemi. You just came up. Wait for your turn.
No, that's the reason why. Please, before I lost my thoughts,
it does not matter the reason. It does not matter the reason. Wait for your turn.
It's because of what Nigerians do all the time. Wait your turn.
Still, I want to ask you a question. And I think for educational purpose, you said something. Let's say, for example, this thing happened to you in the house, and someone came and they sent a nurse to you. How would you verify that the nurse is actually a nurse? And your husband
number one, I don't know if Nigeria here you will have your badge. You will have your badge.
Not in America. Let's put ourselves in.
Okay, you want me to put myself in Nigeria?
Yes. And someone come.
Hello.
Even though she's wearing whatever gown,
okay.
How would you know she's a nurse?
I will say hello. Báwo ni? Ṣé wọ́n náà ní kó wá treatment? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ìjọ́ ọ̀lẹ́ tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ tí ń ṣe ti pẹ́.
Tó bá parọ́ kọ́.
Well, kò sọ pé parọ́ anyway. Tó bá parọ́.
As an auxiliary, no, don't forget that in Nigeria, we've all identified that this unethical practice goes on in Nigeria, where auxiliary nurses assume the role of a certified nurse and they go to places to treat.
But another thing is,
as an individual, will I say, show me your certificate?
No, you cannot say, show me your certificate because they will not be working with their certificate. But this is what I will have done differently. This is what I will have done differently, okay? One, I will have taken a paper and a pen. Everything this girl is giving my husband, I will write them down. And I will be asking questions. Even here in America, some family members, they do it. They will follow a nurse. Right. What is it? Let me see it. They will write it down. They will Google it. Okay, they will write it down. So I would have, because I even remember back in the olden days when my grandfather wanted to circumcise my younger brother. In Nigeria, they did everything at home. I remember back then, I was asking my grandfather, he was one of the pioneers of Railway Corporation. I was asking him because maybe I was very interested. I was always saying, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor. So I was always asking, because they will put something like a ring and they will pull the shaft. I was there. I watched everything. I mean, this brother is 49 now.
So, you know what they say about on-site? You know what they say about on-site, right? It's 2020. Now, all of these things you are saying because of what has happened. See, that time you were, look at the question Aristocrat is asking. You have no idea about medication, you have no idea about anything. If you're writing it down, how would you know it?
No, nothing to write down. You just take the pali, you will write the name of the pali down. That's all.
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't change anything now.
I want to ask a question. I want to say something.
You just get parties in here. Hold on.
Like, see, in our CTC, they even ask her that, do you have any idea about those medications? She said she's not a nurse, that she doesn't have any idea of it.
That does not negate my answer. My answer is every medication has everything. I took a medication yesterday. It's right here. If you are here, you can write what is written on this.
Even if I write
you write it down.
Supreme weight.
And when they say, what did she give your husband? I don't know. I'm not a nurse, but I have it written down.
Supreme, that doesn't still mean anything. Even if
it does not prevent Mohbad from dying, but it shows that you were involved.
Well, anyway, if you go to the hospital, you talk to the doctor, and the doctor prescribe a drug for you. The doctor is going to tell you, "Oh, these are the drug. This is what it do to you. This is how it works." Something like that. You accept that. Why did you accept that? Because you trust in that person's profession, and you go ahead with it, and you move ahead. So in that situation, if the same thing has happened, they ask her, and she said that she's not a nurse, that she wouldn't have known the meaning or interpretation of those.
Abati, Abati, hold on, please. Your submission is not valid. I'm not saying she needs. It's not valid on my platform.
It's okay,
because this is it. Okay. All she needs. All I'm saying is, like education going forward. Okay. If anybody comes to your house, giving you something that you will put inside your body, okay, even if it's ordinary cream, coffee bleach, you just don't go carry the cream and rub it all over your body.
Okay, what about this?
Hold on. Before you test the bleaching cream, you will first of all put it on the palm of your hand. Test it. You will put it down and test it. Now, talking of something you are going to swallow and it's going to go into you or inject in your body. All I'm saying is, for educative purpose and for people in Nigeria or anywhere, when you want to, even if you go to the hospital, they want to give you something, you will say, even in nursing school, they will teach you, what is that? What are you giving me? This is Tylenol PM. Oh, what is it used for? Oh, ask, because also people are allergic. Know your allergy. What are you allergic to? So you will know the person that is calling himself or herself a doctor is not giving you something you are allergic to. So don't just play ignorance. And Mrs. Kemi Words, please, you may speak.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think the place where Madam Supreme, where you are getting it wrong, you're speaking like all your rights, but you are saying it from a place as if Mohbad was in a state of vegetable when the nurse came in. Don't forget, Mohbad was
even interested in what you have to say. State of vegetable. I'm not in that level, okay? Just carry your submission away, please. So nobody is knowing. When you are in pain, you are vulnerable. If that was the hand that they sent to the nurse, okay, I don't like when we are being sentimental because we want to say things that will favor who we are defending. I understand that part, and it is okay. Okay, you can defend. That is the job of the lawyer. They will see somebody commit a crime like this and they will still be defending the person. It is okay. But outside the court, we should use our head. When you are in pain, there's a woman that is trying to labor, that is in labor. Can that woman make any tangible decision? I mean, any decision, she is in a vulnerable state. If that hand that you guys said Prime Boy caused, if that hand they showed us is the Mohbad was in that excruciating pain, and somebody now say, is he a vegetable? In yellow face, before I forget, get out of here. Like when you come and sorority, so come and piss in your off all this some
Tito, see, Tito, you've removed the person, don't worry. But the fact still remains that
it's true. You are experiencing pain. You are not 100% rational.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr.
Yes, I agree with you.
Please, there is one thing I would like to say. I'm not sure if people are aware that
we cannot call your name. What is your name in Arabic?
Call him Arabic.
I'm not sure if people are aware that.
Sorry, what is the meaning of this word?
Just Sadiq.
Sadiq, all right,
yeah.
Good.
I'm not sure if people are aware. Hello? let me just make this thing clear, please. Last week, I was on Papayano's platform when this guy, what's his name? This Wunmi Mohbad brought out a picture. That was the picture they sent to the nurse. it was stitched. So it has now been established that that picture is faked. Same last week, Guresi came out to say that there was no injury, that he went there to see Mohbad's body, that there was no injury. So if there was no injury and we cannot find the exact wound, that means series of events that happened never happened. I'm not sure if people really understand that perspective, that most of the story that is online are just fake stories or rumor. That's it.
It's true, but this is where we are now, and that's what there's nothing we can do.
Sadiq, let me quickly confirm. You said Guresi came out last week
I was going to ask
that there was no injury.
Aristocrat, I was going to ask you a question. It's not really a question. You asked Supreme, you said, in Nigeria, is it an offense? Or, sorry, I'm not putting it, it's not word by word. You ask that is it a crime if a nurse should come in or someone should come in, like, okay, and is it necessary for the identity of a person who is coming to treat a sick person to be asked? Yes, it is.
That was not the question I asked.
I know.
That was not the question. Let me correct you.
Mr. Listen to me. Hold on.
Wait.
That's not what he asked.
That was not what I said.
Okay.
That was not what I said. So you must get it in the right perspective.
Okay, good.
Your perspective is upside down.
Okay. All right.
Sadiq, Durona. What I asked was this. When she said she would ask and verify, I said, how can someone that a nurse comes into the person's abode, how do you verify someone is a certified nurse? Not is it a crime, not anything. I only asked her how.
Okay, good.
And she should put it in the perspective of a Nigerian situation where auxiliary nurse is a stock in trade for them to go to places to treat. So because if you want to educate people, you should speak in the language they understand.
Okay, good. All right. So now, if I may speak to that, Mr. Aristocrat, for example, you have a sick person in the house and someone that you do not know, right? You've not seen, was sent to come and treat your loved one. Don't you think you will pause for a second and ask that person? Let's be sincere with ourselves. You will ask the person. First of all, you ask them their name. Are you, let's say for example, Nurse Felicia, whatever her name is? Yes, I am. Okay, you are here to treat my husband? Yeah. So do you have, can I see the medications? You need to follow it up. You need to see what the nurse, because you've not seen the nurse before. This is not Mohbad's nurse. This is a different person entirely that you've not seen. So
but you have not answered Aristoca's question. You have still not answered this question.
My question. You are saying something else.
I'm on the boss, lady.
No, Sadiq has something to...
Okay,
Sadiq, I had a question. Did, what's his name, Guresi, came out to say there was no injury on Mohbad?
Yes. Let me say the way he said it. He said he went there with the nurse and the legal team. They checked all over his hands, the two hands. There was no injury. That they now went back to OC, is it Panti or so, to make the person in charge. The person said he was not the one that said there was injury, that they should go back to Commissioner of Police. That was what he said. So we need to understand that.
A lot of fake report outside there.
Thank you.
I understand what you're saying. So, thank you very much.
So if he had just come out to confirm that he went to see that body, really, there's no point talking about the nurse or talking about what is it called, because there is no mark according to him. And has anybody seen the video of that mark on Mohbad's hand?
Yeah.
Right. Which means that was a fake image they threw out first for people to be discussing about.
Thank you.
All right. I get that. Thank you very much, Sadiq. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Adedoyin, please let Adedoyin answer. Just the question I posed to Supreme. Put yourself in Nigerians. You see, I'm a factual person. I'm a very fact, and I'm down to earth. And I always put people where they are. Yes, those in that house might have made mistake, but there is something that has been established. For those who don't go direct to hospital, especially those who don't have health insurance or grew up to say when something is wrong with you, go to the hospital. There are people that we even go to chemist. That chemist now auxiliary. You go say you get chemist, you will go take one. Some are apprentice of chemists. They will have and they will be telling people the drug to take. Go to suburb. This thing happened. Now, it was also established that all these guys, even living in Lekki, all of them, they don't like going to the hospital, majorly because of what they consume. All they are drugs. Because if they go, they will do tests. Majorly because of those, they always bring in nurses. Now, if that is a practice, and within their cycle, someone recommended a nurse, and someone needs to be treated. When that nurse arrives, how would you get the question now? I painted the scenario. How would you now verify if that nurse is a certified nurse or an auxiliary nurse based on the premises that the nurse was recommended by someone within the circle? How?
Okay, so now I think
that is my question.
I think that questions should have been asked. Okay, so regardless of if the people that live in Lekki, they take out drugs or not, my point is that someone is coming in for the first time that you do not know, coming in to treat your husband or your wife or your child, whoever that the person is coming to treat. Your instinct should tell you, I need to ask questions. You ask questions. You can't just allow a stranger to come.
Your question, does he verify? How do you verify a nurse?
Okay, so how do you verify?
How do you verify it? That is what I asked you. Underline the word verify.
How you verify is to ask questions. You ask her questions. You ask
what do you verify against? What do you verify your questions against?
Hold on, please. Hold on. And start yelling. If you have a wife at home, you do not yell at other people's wives.
I didn't yell. Okay? Make your point and answer the question, please.
So now what you need to do, you need to ask them for their badge. And I do understand that most people in Nigeria, I'm not sure I think they do have badges. You ask her for a badge. Man, do you practice at an hospital? You ask questions. You ask them questions to legalize what they're trying to do to your husband. You can't just allow somebody come in with injections and start injecting your husband. You ask them questions. Can I see your badge? Then you verify through a badge. Ask questions. How many years experience do you have? Do you have 2 years practicing as an auxiliary nurse or an MP or an RON or maybe a doc? You ask questions and let them answer you. By asking questions and interrogating the nurse, then you know if she's quack or not.
What did the person
again. Wait. Again, the aristocrat's question has not been answered. You want to see a badge. One is not a clinical setting, and they may not have a badge. But even if they had the badge, they'll just show that they are qualified nurse. If you ask them, how long have you been doing that? They say 10 years. I've been working in a whatever hospital for 10 years as a nurse. The question is, how do you verify? Verify is the word. You can ask 100 questions, but how do you verify? If she said
verify, like I told you, you ask her, at least if she's an auxiliary nurse or a nurse, does she work somewhere?
Okay, if you ask her if she's a nurse, and she says she's a nurse, where do you? I've been working as a Nicholas for 15 years. How do you then say? What will you then do?
Well, maybe you call where she worked at and verify.
And someone is in excruciating pain.
You are doing all of this. Can you imagine?
And someone is inside that is.
Vegetative state.
Wait. Adedoyin. This was what I said. Adedoyin. We said let's be educational. Now, and if we want to be educational, you need to be an educator. Take yourself out of every other realm. The truth of the matter is this. There are some situations where you cannot actually verify until there is a problem before you go know whether the lawyer where they handle your case for court, na lawyer wey run from school or lawyer wey no run from school. You don't know. There are a lot of quack doctors that people have been going to their clinic. They've been delivering babies. They've been aborting pregnancy. They've been
quack
treating
lawyers.
people
Even
until something happens that you will know they are quack lawyers. You understand what I'm saying? So you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so the question is how to verify is probably for us to say, oh, we could see that in Nigeria, even the medical association or the government have not done enough for people to verify people that do this thing. How well have they been able to sanitize the industry so that even if you need home services, you call the right people,
so now,
and you know that you can call them. So there is no way to verify.
Okay, so now let me ask you a question. According to what I heard, from what I know, that most nurses, in Nigeria, the auxiliary nurses, they do have a number. Okay, they have to be registered. Okay, so if you're an RN, in Nigeria, let's say you finish from UCH, okay, or you finish from Lutz. Okay, now let's use, UCH, University of Ibadan. You finish from, UCH as, not as a nurse, as a student nurse, but you've not taken your exams yet, to become a nurse. But after that, you are given a number. Okay, and that number is a certification number. Okay, and that number verifies you. Even if you decide to move, let's say for example, you move to England and you want to become a nurse in England, then we actually use that number to trace you to make sure that you actually finish from University of Ibadan.
All right. Sorry.
Hold on.
Activated.
You got it wrong. You got it wrong.
How? Tell me.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
We are speaking English. You know me, I went to night school. So big English, I don't really understand. Let me ask you a question. What is the meaning of auxiliary?
Well, auxiliary nurse is someone...
No, I didn't say auxiliary nurse. What is the meaning of auxiliary?
Well, auxiliary, to me, is someone who is not, I think, someone, auxiliary is somebody to me. Let me put it in the medical terms. Is someone who is not licensed. Not
right.
licensed.
We are in
Hold on, Mr. Aristotle.
We are in an educative environment. Nothing is wrong.
I can only practice.
Please go on.
Hold on. I can only practice within a scope. Okay? Auxiliary nurse can only practice within their scope under the supervision of a registered nurse or a doctor.
What section?
Right.
Okay, that's what I believe.
Let's do like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, Adedoye, let's do like this. Because we are in an educative mood. Like everybody on this panel, we have to work. Abati, please search your Google. What is the meaning of auxiliary? 1. Number 2, what is the meaning of auxiliary nurse? And Omodi, you've not spoken since. Please search, how do you verify an auxiliary nurse? Because for me, let's get the real meaning before we now begin to put it and begin to check if truly you can verify an auxiliary nurse.
Auxiliary means someone that supports. Auxiliary means someone that supports or
assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
Is an assistant. For example, mechanic, we always come with the apprentice to carry block, assistant manager, assistant supervisor. But that person is not in that office. Therefore, an auxiliary nurse, by the definition, is not a nurse yet. He is an assistant nurse, and the assistant is predicated. Wait, madam, let me finish. The assistant is wait. The assistant of an auxiliary nurse is determined by the nurse. Help me carry that bandage. Help me carry this. Help me do vital. They need to take instruction of what to do. Therefore, they are under the supervision of a certified nurse. Now, in a situation where someone that is not certified, that is no way to verify whether you are, because you are not under the radar of certification. So I don't know where they get number from. If they are yet to be satisfied, you have not graduated to be an engineer, and they are saying that I am an engineer to be. Which institute will be verifying an engineer to be? Nobody will verify, because until you are verified and certified, that is when you will be given a form of identification. So the question still goes back, and I think this is knowledge for everybody. How, understanding that in our climate, like Nigeria, and Chairman said something earlier, and we all know, in many suburbs, Ikorodu, Ekpe, and all Ekiti, Gogwe, you find out that they majorly have PH centers, primary health centers. The nurses that are there, and they also have auxiliary nurse who help them. But many a times, because these people are working in the hospital, people erroneously call them because their money is cheaper to say, help me treat, and they always prescribe. And people attribute to them the role of nurse. So now the question is, how do we verify someone is auxiliary and someone is a certified nurse? Understanding the importance of knowing that.
Please come up if you have any contribution.
In this case, that is the question I'm asking. Are they doing? So I don't think that is a number to identify auxiliary nurse.
Okay, I
You
mean,
cannot identify them by number.
Mr. Craig, hold on. I'm actually getting tired now, so sorry. So just let me see what I.
You don't know anything.
Okay. All right. Okay, good for you.
I don't think she's talking to you. I don't think she's talking to you. She probably did not know she's up.
Oh, okay. All right. So I just
I'm so sorry. Can you drop me, please? I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
No, I know you didn't mean that. You probably did not know you were up. Sorry.
Okay, so I just verified something right now. Actually, auxiliary nurses are not actually permitted to practice out of their scope in Nigeria. They are not.
Thank you.
They don't have any
Hold
school.
on, please. Hold on, give me a second, please. Excuse me, sir. Just give me a minute. They are not allowed. So now, and I think this is an opportunity for the Nigerian government to actually give auxiliary nurses or auxiliary nurse, numbers, to verify them. Okay. So the point is not whether an auxiliary nurse should practice or whether they should not practice. The point is, when someone comes into your house to treat a loved one, should you verify that person? Should you? And should you allow an auxiliary nurse to come into your house to treat your loved one, knowing that they are quack? I would say no. This is a big lesson to everyone who is listening, that you should never allow anyone who is not a registered nurse, who is not a nurse practitioner, or who is not a doctor, to come into your house to treat your loved ones. It is a lesson learned. It is not an argument to be, we're not supposed to be going back and forth. Who is an auxiliary nurse? No. We need to take, the key point we need to take here is that because of Mohbad incident, everyone needs to be mindful and careful not to allow just anyone to come in. Maybe Wunmi did not know. Maybe Wunmi, might have allowed an auxiliary nurse to treat her in the past. Maybe she might have used them. Maybe she herself did not know. She just allowed this lady in, knowing that Spending recommended the auxiliary nurse. Maybe she trusted Spending. Are we going to blame her for that? Personally, I would say no, I wouldn't blame her, because according to what aristocrats said, that is their practice in Lēàked. I don't know, maybe a section of the Lēàked. Okay? All right? Maybe a section of Lēàked. But I think, and Lēàked have mobile hospitals.
Not a submission per se.
Not only Lēàked. Not only Lēàked.
Put somewhere. He gave an example, so we just know how.
So I don't want to go back and forth with aristocrat. I think I like what you said. You said it. You've analyzed it, and I think I think I concur with what you said. And I really take that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me also correct something. A nurse does not have the scope to come and treat anybody at home. A nurse cannot.
In Nigeria, right? In Nigeria, I think they do.
No. Even in Nigeria, no, it's a wrong practice. It's because people enable them. A nurse, it is a doctor that will check you, prescribe, do everything. They send you to the dispensary. In the dispensary, if you need to be injected, a nurse will do that. If they need to set a line into your hand. It is a doctor that sets the line. It's not even the nurse. The nurse are there to assist the doctor. Once the lines are set, the nurse can now assist to set the water and everything. You don't even puncture. But if you want to give injection, the nurse gives injection. If you want to do vital, the nurse does that because they are assisting. That is a full nurse, so not auxiliary. Why the pharmacy? When a doctor prescribes drugs, the pharmacy will look at it and pick the right drugs because the doctor will have said a lot of things. Now, going further, people should learn that whether it is auxiliary, whether it is nurse, they cannot come to your house and treat anybody without a doctor present. It is the doctor that will tell the nurse what to do. It is the doctor that has the knowledge to diagnose or prognose or whatever knows they want to give to you and say, oh, what I'm seeing, I presume this is this. There could be infection. We need this, we need that. Nurse, please go to the dispensary, take this and this and this, and administer as prescribed. Doctors don't inject people. They don't. Their job is to look at the situation, prescribe. Nurses will come to assist in this area. And I think when people understand this, because this, like I said, this is educative. When people understand that it is not good for nurses, even certified, to be coming to your house to say, I get malaria, I'm sick, you go call nurse. Nurse come say, now malaria you get. Who told her you get malaria? Has she done a test? Is she a laboratory, a lab scientist? You know,
aristocrat.
Need to educate ourselves.
Try and error.
To educate ourselves.
No. I take that
very well. So that when we educate ourselves, we don't allow some
things. I think you said it right.
Sorry.
You know, lastly, sorry, Abati. Lastly, sorry, Abati. You see, in an hospital setting, an auxiliary nurse, they have their uniform. A nurse have their uniform. So it is easy for you to identify them.
That's right. You're right.
And nurses always carry badges. And you can identify the matron from other nurses and the auxiliary. So in that setting where you should identify them, they are seen. They don't need number. They are seen because the hospital have created the same way you will see the doctor wearing their overall, the same way you will see the gate man. But outside the hospital, people need to understand one thing. The practice of calling nurse, come and treat me at home, is a wrong practice. It is good when everything is good. But when that is bege, kasala don't burst too. Thank you very much.
Well, I hope they change that in Nigeria. I hope this Mohbad's case, will make the government, change a lot of quack, practices in Nigeria. I hope this will help them look at things in a different way. So, and I think
change. It is change. Sincerely, it is change. I'm saying this because I work in primary health sector in Nigeria. I do a lot of philanthropic job at the grassroots when it comes to primary. As a matter of fact, I'm a chairman of a ward when it comes to health. So I've done all this thing. I understand. I've gone to training.
So have they changed the practice? Have they changed that?
Now, see, in Nigeria, it is not the practice. Try to get something. It is the people that must change the practice.
Exactly.
Government have put law there. Government have done their own. Government have done their own. People refuse. It is people that go to Baba Miche when they want to give birth and believe Efumilagbo, Mashe Ibiye, I'll do all that. Now then they do them, but they know what to do. See, let me share an experience with you. I was at a primary health center one day. This woman have been going to regular Alagbo, and she had a bridge. When she went to the Alagbo said she had bridge. They told her to take some agbo. That was when her husband, not even her husband, her alabasu, because she's not married, all those small children. It was because of complication that she ran to the primary health center. And it's bridge. And primary health cannot do CS or do operation. They need to go to general hospital. At the end of the day, we fought tooth and nail, but the child died. They saved the mother. And this is what happened. They don't do antenatal. They don't do all that. Now, when they won't give back, that they do, no, save me. At the end of the day, they don't even have kobo in the pocket. You see, this tradition as things that is mitigating against the effort of the government. Yes, we all blame government. But sincerely speaking, in health sector, government have tried. And let's take it back to this Mohbad matter. Look at young people, 23, 21, 26, 25, not going to the hospital, even though they are living in Lēàked that is regarded as up